Hello everyone, I'm Devon Coombs and welcome to Business Core Tutoring Journal Entries. Today we are going to be discussing the journal entry for purchasing supplies with cash and purchasing supplies on account. Let us say my business purchases $50 in pens and $50 in paper. This would be considered a purchase of $100 in supplies. Supplies are consumable, current assets that are treated like prepaid expenses. To record this journal entry, we need to debit supplies for $100. This is because supplies are an asset with a normal balance of a debit. The debit of $100 to supplies increases the supplies account by $100. The credit would be $100 to cash. Cash is an asset with a debit normal balance. Therefore, a credit will decrease the cash account. Because we debited $100 to the supplies account and credited $100 to the cash account, we have a $0 balance change in the assets account. Because we have a $0 change in the asset account, we have no change to the accounting equation, therefore it is in balance. If you spend cash, you will always have to credit cash. If you remember this, you'll always remember at least one side to the journal entry. Now let's say my business purchases $100 in supplies again, but this time I purchase it on account, not for cash. This means that I owe the company that I purchased the supplies from $100 in the future. If cash is not paid today, an accounts payable is normally opened up, which is a liability and a promise that I will pay that $100 in the future. To record this journal entry, we need to debit supplies for $100. Supplies is a current asset, so a debit will increase the supplies account. The credit will be $100 to accounts payable. Accounts payable is a current liability with a normal balance of a credit. Therefore, a credit will increase liabilities by $100. Because assets have increased by $100 and liabilities have increased by $100, our accounting equation is in balance. Whenever anything's purchased on account, that means you're increasing a liability, generally accounts payable. If you remember this, every time you do this journal entry, you'll at least have the credit side of the journal entry. Thank you for watching Business Core Tutoring Journal Entries. Today we discussed the journal entries for purchasing supplies with cash and purchasing supplies on account. Attached you will find examples of these problems as well as the solutions. Special thanks to Zohar Achiasaf for filming and editing this video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.